Good afternoon, students and viewers. This is Pomani, Faculty of English, Vidyalakshmi Group of Schools, Gudiyatham. Okay. Every day we have a lot of topics, and just I am teaching you, and you are listening, and you are watching me. And most of the people just they say that so no problem, just go on taking the classes on grammar. So let me complete the prose and poem and non-detail. Then we can go for the grammar topics. So today we have the topic the accidental tourist. It's written by Bill Bryson. So he has written his own experience and how he suffered to do the basic things. Basic thing means eating and opening the cap. And when sometimes the people would be writing, okay, when he is or when we are using the pen to write, I think we will close the pen and just will put it inside the pocket, but he is not able to, and just he is keeping the pen inside the pocket without closing its cap. And what happens? And the next thing is when he comes out of the car, he finds that his code, okay, will be in the door. So small things he is not able to do, and he is wondering at the people how they are doing without any mistakes. Okay, so this is the funny lesson. At the same time, even though it's a funny, but the things which are done by the other people and everything is wonder to him. He is wondering at the people how they are doing everything perfectly. I think this picture will show you that when the person who is eating and just something is spilling over his shirt. Next, it may happen when we are drinking. We don't bother about the things which are happening, which are lying on the floor, and we just will be walking like that. Then we may about to fall. Next thing is children. Most probably, children just will eat, and most of the food will be over their faces. Next thing is it happens when we are going very fast, even the shopping malls and so many places. Okay, we may think that there will be nothing, but the glass door will be there, and just we will hit our forehead and we will be coming back. And next thing is children. When we just bring the children, definitely they won't obey our words. Just we will be dragging and they will be reluctant. Then they may fall. So these are the daily events which are not able to be done by the author Bill Bryson. So here we have the interesting story. It's a humorous story. Okay, what he has done in this lesson. So let's see. Okay, Bill Bryson, he is saying his own experience in this lesson. So what he is saying, let's see. Of all the things I'm not very good at, living in the real world is perhaps the most outstanding. I'm constantly filled with wonder at the number of things that other people do without any evident difficulty that are pretty much beyond me. In this paragraph, he says, even the people, okay, they are doing their daily work. What are the daily works? Most probably for the children. Okay, they must get ready to the school. And when they are coming to the school, before coming to the school, they must check whether they have taken all the textbook and classwork and the homework notebook and particularly lunch box and water bottle and everything. And he is wondering at it, how they are taking everything carefully, but he is not able to do. And sometimes, even the children, they just will be brushing. Okay, when they are brushing, the foam will come out and it will be over the shirt. Even my son will do the same. Okay, but this is a very big task to the author, and he is wondering at the people how they are doing. That is, I cannot tell you the number of times that I have gone looking for the lavatory in a cinema, for instance, and ended up standing in an alley, a wrong side of the self-locking door. Lavatory is nothing but toilet. Okay, so look at this. When he just goes there in the cinema hall, in theater, he finds that. Okay, and he doesn't know how to come out. I think most probably in Chennai and most of the cities, the cinema hall will be same, and we don't know where we have gone, where we have to come back. And a number of times he is, coming in a wrong way, and he is thinking that he is not in the great mood. Next thing is, and he is looking, he is going very fast, and definitely he is standing in the wrong way. Wrong way means, so the slide would be there. Slide means the door will open in that way, but he'll be standing in the next side. Sometimes, he will be just walking towards the glass door and just he hit his forehead and coming back. Look at this GIF. It shows that. Good. Next, in this lesson, we have his own experiences. Okay, what are the incidents, what are the events, and he is explaining to us. Let's see. My particular specialty now is returning to hotel desk 2 or 3 times a day and asking what my room number is. I'm in short, easily confused. I was thinking about this the last time we went in family. In family means as a family group. On big trip, it was at Easter and we were flying to England for a week. Look at this. So even when they are staying in a hotel, okay, very easily he will forget and he will confuse himself in which room number he is staying. And I can tell you one event, even Albert Einstein, okay, when he was living in US, okay, he didn't know where he was living, his residence address. Sometimes he would ask the cab driver, do you know Einstein's house? Yes, everyone knew Einstein's house. And what happened? So he just had a car and he traveled to his house and finally just he asked that, yes, have you reached the place? Yes, sir. And when he just came out, the driver could find that is Einstein. Even the driver was amazed because Einstein is one of the greatest scientists in the world. Even he forgot where he was living. Sometimes the people may forget because they are not in their real life, they are in their world. Here he had a lot of confusion over this. And next he is explaining how they have traveled to England in the eve of Easter. When we arrived at Logan Airport in Boston and we were checking in and suddenly remembered that I had recently joined British Airways frequent flyer program. I also remembered that I had put the card in the carry-on bag that was hanging around my neck. Here is where the trouble started. Check in. I think the people, when you just go to the airport, so your things will be checked as well as, so you need not carry your things to the flight. So attendant would come and they will just pick your things, maybe the suitcase or the briefcase, whatever the cases may be. Here he says that, okay, and he has a card. Even all the banks and all the flight agents and the flight companies, they are giving a lot of offers to the customers because to attract the customers, okay, they will give a lot of points. Even when you go to the lifestyle and so many showrooms, they would ask you a phone number. When you give the phone number, they would give you the points. If you purchase 1,000 rupees, you will be given 10 points. So if you have 100 points, so you can redeem 50 rupees or 100 rupees, depends on the shop. Just like that, even in the flights, okay, and he has joined the program means, British frequent flyer program. So if the person who always flies in the flight, okay, he will have a lot of benefits. Now here, so he has joined. His card in his back, the bag is around his shoulder. But what happens? The problem starts now. So what's going to happen? Let's see. Look at this now, how he has kept his bag. The zip on the bag was jammed. I told you very clearly, even he is not able to do the small things. And just he is pulling the zip. What happens? So the zip is gone somewhere else, and the things which were inside, the stuff which were inside, so they were just spread all over the place. Just come to see. So I pulled it on and yanked at it with grunts and frowns, and just he is doing the same. What happens? So the zip has gone. Increasing consternation, I kept this up for some minutes, but it wouldn't budge. So I pulled harder and harder with more grunts. Well, you can guess what happened. Abruptly, the zip gave away. Yes. Because if you want to take the rim, just open the zip, we must pull it gently. Okay, even some lag would be there. It may be the branded bag or ordinary bag, it's not a problem at all. But some lag would be there. We must do everything carefully. But if you are pulling out with too much force, automatically what will happen? The zip will give the way away. So sometimes we may have a chance to have the bleeding our fingers. But what's going to happen here? The side of the bag flew open and everything within the newspaper cuttings and other loose papers, 14 ounces of tin of pipe tobacco, magazines, passport, English money, film was extravagantly ejected over area about the size of tennis court. So the bag is, okay, maybe 1 feet height, okay, 1 feet length. But he has just pushed all the things. Okay, so the stuff, when he is pulling out, everything was coming out and everything was spread over the place. What are the things? Tobacco. Okay, and the packet of tobacco, it may be very costly in England. But what happens now? It has gone away because he has pulled the zip. I have taken this an example. Dollar as well as the passport and the mobile and other things. Okay, it must be pulled very gently. But what happens here? He has just pulled it with too much force, so it has come out. And I watched Dumbstruck. Dumbstruck. Okay, without any word and without any movement, and just he is watching like that. What's going on? As well, he doesn't know what happens here. Here means in the finger. But he is not aware of the bleeding over his fingers. As 100 carefully sorted documents came raining down and a fluttery cascade, coins bounced. Yes, he has pushed a lot of stuff inside his bag, and everything has come out. Even the papers are flying. Everything is happening in the airport. So if you were in that place, particularly your your mother, okay, otherwise your spouse, if you are doing the same, she would be scolding and she would be making too much noise. Definitely that would be a big problem. But what happens here? What is the reaction of his wife? Variety of noisy oblivions and now lidless tin of tobacco rolled crazily across the concourse, disgorging its content as it went. The tobacco is like a small thread, very just like a hair, okay, just like a thick hair. So when the tobacco just went to the floor, so it was spread, the place which was covered with the things. So the people who were there, they were looking at them, what's happening there. Look at the things. I have taken only the examples, but I was not able to find the correct picture for this. Okay. My tobacco, I cried in horror, thinking what I would have to pay for that much tobacco in England now that another budget had come and gone. And then changed the cry to my finger, yes. First, he was thinking about only his tobacco, because he was thinking that in England, tobacco might be very costly. Now he has come to know that he had too much pain over his fingers because it's bleeding. So it bleeds lavishly. Lavish means excessively. But now he has come to the conclusion that, okay, so something has happened in his fingers, so it's bleeding. What happens here next? As I discovered that I had gassed my finger, the zip was shedding blood in a lavish manner, excessively. Confused and unable to help, my hair went to panic mode. Panic mode means, so his combed hair has become, okay, just like a needle and here and there. So now he's looking like a mad fellow because he has done something wrong. So instead the stuff which was spread over the place, and now the bleeding is there. So in the airport, the people who were there, they were looking at him. What a man he is. Now, this picture I have taken this the word is exasperation. Shoda, something like this. because even I didn't know the word's meaning. But here his wife doesn't react anything. Just she looks at him and she wonders because he is behaving like a child. If first time it happens, she may get angry. Second time it happens, she gets angry. Third time, gets angry. But if as usual, if she gets angry, then there will be no use. So now she is wondering. It was at this point that my wife looked at me with an expression of wonder, not anger or exasperation, but just a simple wonder. I said, I can't believe you do this for a living. What is this? From the beginning, from birth. So still now, till today, you are doing the same. But there is nothing at the same time you are doing like a child. Because children only, they will forget very easily everything. Okay? They will do same what they think here. But I'm afraid it's so. I always have the catastrophes when I travel. Yes, catastrophe. Here, catastrophe means there is not an earthquake, this and like that. He will make a mess. He will make a lot of confusion over him. Now he is saying his experience. Once on an aeroplane, I leaned over to tie the shoelace. I think this is, okay, because we don't have enough space. Even we'll have the space to have the small plate, not plate, just like that. So it will be just stuck with only the front sheet. So if we have the food, just we can make it spread and we'll have it. And we don't have too much space if we go the ordinary flight. Look at this. I leaned over to tie two shoelace. Just at the moment, someone in the seat ahead of me threw his seat back into full recline and found myself pinned helplessly in the crash position. I was only by clawing the leg of the man sitting next to me that I managed to get myself freed. Because this might have had happened to you when you travel in the omnibuses, Benz or Volvo. Because I had a lot of experience like this. When a person who is sitting just in front of you, he would recline his seat full. Automatically, it will be a big disturbance to you. But when you recline, when the person who is sitting behind you, he reclines, no problem, everyone can sleep. But if you want to sit straight, the person who is just sitting in front of you, he reclines, the problem will start. Here, the person who is sitting in front of him and he reclines the seat completely, and at the time he was just bending his body to tie his shoelace. But what happens? Okay, he is not able to just free himself, and just he is putting his leg the person who is sitting nearby him, next to him. Okay, and just he made some activities or some actions, and he makes free himself. Otherwise, definitely he would cry, because tying the shoelace is very easy. At the same time, when the person who is just reclining his sheet, you must ask the person, excuse me, sir, can you do this? Because I'm going to tie the shoelace. Definitely he will do. If you don't ask, definitely you will be in trouble. This, however, was not my worst experience on a plane flight. My worst experience was when I was writing important thoughts in a notebook, buy socks, clutch drinks carefully, etc. Sucking thoughtfully on the end of my pen, as you do, and fell into the conversation with an attractive young lady in the next seat here. It's also happening in the flight, because he's a frequent flyer. So now he's speaking to one of the ladies, and who is very attractive, and he is taking the notes. Notes means what are things he should buy. Look at this. Socks, clutch the drinks carefully, and he is noting down. And what happens now? When he is writing, he is keeping the pen like that. But instead of keeping the pen properly, just he has put the nib inside his mouth. So even he is not aware of it, the ink flows over here, even it has gotten inside his mouth. All the teeth which are covered by the ink. So he is not aware of it because he is looking at a lady and who is very attractive, and he is speaking to her. This is what, because this is a small incident, but he is not able to do. Okay, and what happened to him? This picture shows that. And I amused her for perhaps 20 minutes with the scattering of urban mods, because bones and mods, it's a French term. Okay, small words. Then retired to the lavatory where I discovered that the pen had leaked and that my mouth, chin, look at this, chin, tongue and teeth. So almost 30% of his face is covered with only the ink. Gums were now the striking scrub resistant navy blue and would remain so for several days. Not only on a particular day, for several days. And this is a flight restroom. So just he has gone inside and just he could find that, okay, his face, or particularly his mouth is filled with the ink. And it was there not only for one day, it was going on for a week. He was not able to remove it. Look at this. Here he says some very, very simple activities which were not done by him very easily. Because usually when you come out of the car, it's not very careful. Just come out and just go. And what happens here he is not able to come out properly because his coat, okay, is just between the door and the car. So sometimes when he comes out, he is not able to come. This is a small incident, he is not able to perform. So you will understand, I trust, when I tell you how much I ache, I pain to be solved. Because even though I'm doing a lot of things, I'm not able to do anything, but I'm gentle. Okay, I'm very calm. I'm a good person. He says, he's innocent. He says, I would love just once in my life to rise from a den. Yes, here he wants to do what are things, what we are doing normally. Look at this. He would love just once in my life. He would like to do something means, okay, the activities, at least once in life. What are things? To rise from dinner table without looking as if I have just experienced an extremely localized seismic event. How is it possible? Sometimes, the dinner. If you go to the star hotel, because I don't know experience, if you go to the star hotel, some rich hotels, okay, the dinner would be just in dinner, a lot of food items would be served. So he says that he must rise from the table properly. Because he thinks that sometimes, when he comes out from the table and he would just pull the tablecloth, it will create a big mess. Sometimes, when he is about to drink the water, the glass will be broken. Sometimes, when he wants to take the food item which is very far from him, and whatever, so he would spill the water on the table. So now he wants to rise from the dinner table. Next, get in a car and close the door without leaving 14 inches of coat outside. Look at this. When he just gets inside, he forgets to take his coat entirely. Sometimes the 14 inches, most probably 1 feet, it has come out from the car door. But I have given that. When he comes out, the door is locked with the coat is locked with the car door. Sometimes it may happen to everyone. Wear light colored trousers. He wants to wear the light colored trousers, but light colored trousers must not have the stains. What are the stains? Trousers without discovering at the end of the day, I have the various times sat on chewing gum. I think everyone must have the experience. When you are sitting in a particular place, some idiots would just paste the chewing gum, the waste thing, okay, pasted under the or just above the seat, bench. We will be sitting there, and after coming to know that, so it happened. Next, ice cream and cough syrup. I think cough syrup is a color. Sometimes, when he tries to give the cough syrup to his child, so he will spill over his shirt, that is. And motor oil, most probably we don't do, because we don't change the motor oil, that's not here, but it's not to be. But he says that he wants to do everything properly, but only one thing is it never happens in his life. When he goes to the ice cream parlor, he just takes the ice cream, and when he is trying to give the ice cream to his children, definitely he spills over and he creates a mess. That is. Now, the most interesting fact, because the people who have traveled in a flight, definitely you would find that how the people are serving the food. Now on planes, when the food is delivered, my wife says, take the lids, look at the word, of the food for daddy. So in the flight, the food will be just given in a packed way. You must open it. Sometimes, the cool drinks, sometimes the chocolates, it would be given, but you must open it properly. Otherwise, you will have the chance to spill over it. Take the lids of the food for daddy. Put your hoods up, children. Daddy is about to cut his meat. This is English culture. Because most of the times, the English people, they will have the steak. Steak means pieces of the meat. Okay, and they will be given the knife to cut the meat, have it. Of course, this is only when I'm flying with my family, because it happens when he just flies with the family members. If he goes alone, definitely he never thinks of eating and doing other things. He'll be sitting simply and he watches the people, what they are doing. Even he doesn't drink the water. Look at this. When I'm on my own, I don't eat, drink, or lean over to tie my shoelaces. And never put a pen anywhere near my mouth, because these are the things very common. Eating the food, drinking water, leaning to tie the shoelace, and next pen, because these are activities everyone can do, even the 5-year-old boy can do. But even though he is the person who, he is more than 40 years, he is not able to do. I just sit very, very quietly, sometimes on my hands, to keep them from flying unexpectedly. Flying unexpectedly means sometimes you may find this, unknowingly he will be spreading his hand. So it will happen, it will irritate the others who are sitting just beside him. And causing liquid mischief, it's not much fun, but it does at least cut down on the laundry bills. Here he says, so if he sits very quietly, so nothing will happen his dresses, like chewing gum, ice cream, or oil, or some other things. So that's why he prefers, sitting quietly. Look at this, how sometimes the people who, when they are traveling, the flight, they will be sleeping, because they don't want to disturb anybody. Just nowadays, they will have the headphones over their heads, and they will be listening to the song. Here, there is a big confusion. I think you can find the picture. This is the flight, reward points card. Even when I was using the HDFC Jet Privilege card, I had nearly 15,000 points. So I used the points to travel from Chennai to Madurai on flight, because the first travel from Chennai to Madurai, just in a flight, at no cost, I did. Because I used HDFC credit card, I had nearly more than 15,000 points. Just I wanted to redeem it. So I just changed into a flight ticket. So from Chennai to Madurai and Madurai to Chennai, just I flew at no cost. Here. I never did get any frequent flyer miles, by the way. I never do. I couldn't find the card in time. This has become a real frustration for me. Everyone I know, everyone is forever flying off to Bali. Bali is an island which is in Indonesia. It's in a place which is filled with only a lot of, let me tell you that. Nature, and the people that they will go and relax themselves. They will forget all their worries. They never go for the business trip. They will go and enjoy their trip. Bali is very far from US. Okay, it may, maybe 24 hours, maybe more than 24 hours. That's why he doesn't prefer. Flying up to Bali, first class with their air miles. I never get to collect anything. I must fly 100,000. But in English we can say that, it's an Indian English we can say that 1 lakh. But here 100,000 miles a year, yet I have accumulated only about 212 points. Okay, but most of the times he has forgot to bring the card. Then only if he brings the card, if he takes the card and if he swipes it, only the points will be added. If he doesn't do, automatically everything will be lost. So miles divided between 23 airlines. So the points which are not enough to get the air ticket. But it may have, so we have a lot of offers when you travel, when you have the credit cards, because we have a lot of credit cards, they will offer you a lot of things in the name of reward points. Okay, this is because either I forget to ask for the air miles when I check in, or remember to ask for them, but the airline then manages not to record them, or the check-in clerk informs me that I'm not entitled to them. But most probably when you are about to check in, you must show the card, or you must just ask the people, yes, I have the facility like this, so will it be applicable for that? Otherwise, okay, it won't be applicable. But nowadays it's not a problem at all. If you have the card, if you use it online, the points will be added on your card. In January, on a flight to Australia, a flight for which I was going to get about zillion air miles, the clerk shook her head when I presented my card and told me I was not entitled to any. Look at this. This is the reception or inquiry area in the airport. Now he is taking his card and he is showing that, okay, because he is going to Australia. Maybe it is very far from US, so he thinks that he can get the reward points. But actually what happens? The clerk says, no, you are not eligible. Why? What's the reason? Why? The ticket is in the name of B. Bryson. So the name is mismatched. The ticket name, in the ticket, the name is printed B. Bryson. And the card is in the name of W. Bryson. So in the ticket B. Bryson, the card W. Bryson, William Bryson. So what happens? So it's not matched, so the point won't be added. Now he is greatly confused. What a man I am. Even a simple task I am not able to do. Here, this is Bali. I explained to her the close, venerable means respectable relationship. Okay, what is W and what is B? W means William, B means Bill Bryson, William Bryson. But they didn't accept it. I explained to her, to the clerk, the close and venerable relationship between Bill and William, but she wouldn't have it. I didn't get my air miles. I won't be flying to Bali, first class, just yet. So now he thinks that, okay, so he is not able to fly in the first class to Bali, because Bali is an island, okay. The people can relax, it's a wonder, okay, the destination, the people just go and relax themselves, the people have a lot of fun. Bali, okay, first class. Perhaps just as well, really, I could never go that long without eating. Now he says that, okay, no problem, okay, I'm not able to go, but at the same time, it's good for me. So I cannot travel for the long distance without eating. So if he eats, automatically he will create a lot of problems. So he is thinking that, okay, so even though it's very bad, but it brings me the good news. Okay, I just thank all the people, okay, who just watched me and just watch my videos on YouTube and just pass your comments. and I request you subscribe this channel and to make the channel okay to get more number of viewers subscribers. Thank you so much. Bye bye.